top 15 service businesses from the USA that you can start with almost no startup capital. It can cost from $800 to $1,000, but there aren't many such clients. Laminate, parquet, tile, and carpet are not as common anymore, but they still exist and remain relevant. The guys finished the job, they left the car, he came and did it. I don't need to waste the guy's working hours. That was my path in handyman work, but I chose to focus exclusively on plumbing. The average bill is $5,000 to $15,000. I know someone who did work for $100, $150, $500,000. Plumbing is included in handyman work. You can do plumbing without a license for up to 1-0, and that's what I was doing. Window cleaning. By the way, there's room to grow here because there are large buildings where windows need to be cleaned thoroughly. Top 15 service businesses from the USA that you can start with almost no startup capital without a large initial investment. And here's my opinion, starting from the smallest and easiest. And of course, the earnings change accordingly as well. So I'm not an expert in all these matters, but these are my recommendations. The first one is cleaning. This is when you come in, clean house sue, the pay isn't very high, you don't earn much, but you can start your own business and begin making money on your own. That is, you can develop this and build a business out of it. You won't build a big business. Why? Because anyone who buys a basic cleaning kit for $500 to $1,000 can start their own business and take your clients. So it's a great way to start, but you won't build a big business from it. The second one is window washing. Here, by the way, there is room for growth because there are large buildings where windows need to be thoroughly cleaned. And here you can grow and build a business, provide jobs for other people because they are corporate clients. And here it's more B2B than B2C. I don't know a lot about this, but people do it and make pretty good money from window washing. Carpet cleaning. He's leaving already. People still do it. Carpet cleaning is still used. You can rent a machine and go clean carpets wherever they're still around and make some money. You definitely won't build a big business on this, but I think it's possible to at least provide the basics for your family. But I don't know where to find clients because now almost everywhere carpets are being replaced with laminate, parquet, or tile, and there aren't many carpets left, but some remain and it's still relevant. The beauty industry. There are a lot of girls working specifically in the beauty industry. This includes hair, nails, and various other areas. There are licenses involved. I don't know anything about this business at all, but it exists, it's out there. And among women's groups, it's quite active and popular. So you can learn more about this and see what you can do, which licenses you need, which state you're in, and where you're doing it. Massage. Massage is also a great business. Many people who have come here do this, but you need a license for it. Without a license in California, doing massage is illegal. So this is a service business, and it can be done. People set a goal. I have an acquaintance. He used to work with air conditioners and studied, got his license, and switched to doing massage. In other words, he had a goal, he chose a direction, he worked, did whatever he could, earned money, and supported his family. And as soon as he had the opportunity, he switched to doing service business. All he needed for this was a massage table at home, and he received clients there. I was a very satisfied client of his. Oleksiy, thank you for the great massages. Auto detailing. You don't need licenses for this. Advertise, make a website, provide service, people call you, you wash their car. Minimum price is $160 to $220. That's not premium detailing. A top-notch premium detailing where everything is thoroughly cleaned and polished can cost from $800 up to $1,000. But there aren't many clients like that. These are people whose cars cost $150,000 to $200,000. They will order your service. But I know a person who, in 4 or 5 years of doing detailing in San Diego was able to buy himself a house. And I, working in plumbing, still haven't managed to do that. So that's also an option where you can go and make money. Auto repair, meaning car repairs. This is an option where you go to the client. There are platforms and websites, people have told me about them and recommended them to me, although I don't remember the specific names and can't say for sure at this point, but if you search online, you'll definitely find them. So there are options available where if you are a mechanic, you understand this work, you know how to do it, you can go and repair cars, replace brake pads, change the oil in the car, and do minor repairs and maintenance tasks. The car broke down, it won't run. Towing it to a service center and paying for it is very expensive. You set your own Ratexty, $90, $120 per hour. You arrive, take a look, figure out the problem, and repair the car right on the spot. And this is quite relevant. I very often see someone arrive, take out their tools, disassemble, and repair the car right on the side of the road. This works, so you can use this option as well. By the way, right now for minor repairs, there's a guy who comes to my office in the evening and fixes cars. The guys finish work, they leave the car, he comes and gets it done. I don't need to waste my guys' working hours for them to go to the shop, sit there for 3 or 4 hours while the car is being repaired and then drive back. So it's more convenient for me when someone comes in the evening and gets it done. And there are absolutely no issues at all. That's why this option is also quite popular. Automotive glass. I also call someone and they come to my office and replace the glass on the car, the windshield on my car. I have never driven anywhere or taken my car somewhere to have the glass replaced. I find a person, they come over and they bring the glass with them. Usually it's a regular car, they remove the old glass and install the new one. So this kind of service also exists and you can get into it and provide this service. Wrap vehicles, that's when you apply wraps to cars. This one is a bit more complicated. Most likely you'll need to have an office and wrap the vehicles there, but you can also make pretty good money doing this. If you have experience in this and you did it before in your home country or you've worked in this field here and you know about it, you can also start this business. It's not that difficult to get started and you can begin doing it. Appliance repair. Many people who come here start doing appliance repair. This is a business that won't get you very far. Most of the time, it's insurance companies involved. In other words, the average bill is small because the cost of new equipment is around $400, $600, or $800. If you charge $300 or $400 for a repair, people think, I'll just add another $300 and buy a new one instead. So you can develop this business and make a living from it, but you won't build a big business on it, though you can earn enough to get by. Handyman. As a handyman, you can do a lot of different things. In California, you can do any job up to $1,000 that's legal and allowed. No license required. You can do this for a single client. So handyman work if you're a skilled person, if you know how to mount TVs, fix a faucet, clean, repair doors, cabinets, paint, do some tiling, you can get into this line of work. This is a service business. So please provide people with good service. By the way, many immigrants are very skilled with their hands and do the work much better and more efficiently because they need it more and they need to build their reputation. So they really give it their all 100%. That was my path handyman work, but I chose to focus exclusively on plumbing within the handyman field. Electrical work. As a handyman, you can also do electrical work, get a license, and develop in that direction. It's a service business. It's growing. We have a company next to us. They do electrical work and some plumbing, and they've grown so much that now they make almost $1 million a month just from electrical work. So there's potential, you can grow, you can move forward. By the way, there aren't that many electrical companies because things don't break down that often. But now, with so many electric cars and charging stations being added, there's much more connected to electricity, and electricians are needed more than ever before. Because before, there was just an outlet, a breaker, a light bulb, and that was it. There wasn't much that could break. Now, there's a lot more going on. Things need to be moved, redone, or finished. It's a very interesting business where you can also start out and move forward in this direction. Plumbing is a part of handyman work. You can do plumbing work without a license for up to $1,000. And that's what I did. Get a license, develop yourself. And by the way, somewhere around here, a link will appear to the previous video where I talk about plumbing and the 5 types of plumbing you can do, how to get started, and how to become a plumber in the USA. Restoration mitigation is unfamiliar to other countries because it is an exclusively American and Canadian business, since houses are built from wood and drywall on both sides. When water leaks inside the wall, mold starts to grow and it is very harmful. That's why it's very important to cut out the drywall and dry everything out. All of this is paid for by insurance companies. You still don't need a license. All you need is a certificate. You can get a certificate, rent equipment, and do the job. The average bill for this kind of work ranges from $5,000 to $15,000. I know someone who did a job for $100,000, $150,000, maybe even $500,000 job. So you can really build a big business here. It's a billion-dollar industry used by billions with a lot of franchising companies. So develop yourself in this direction and I wish you success. Oh, and you don't need a lot of money to start this business. You can rent the equipment, earn some small money, and just get started. And lastly, air conditioners. There isn't much service involved. Mostly it's replacement. It's very difficult to get into this field, but the average bill is $15,000 to $20,000. So if you replace one system, you make about $10,000 on it. Earnings great. You don't need to have a lot of knowledge, but you do need a license. So getting into this field is much more difficult. You need to obtain a license. So if you want to learn more about any service business, subscribe to the channel. We will tell you about what exists, what service businesses are out there, and what I know about the service business in the USA. I'll share information. I'm not an expert in all service businesses, but I see how they work, how they develop, and in which cases there are more chances to achieve something, and in which there are fewer chances. In fact, there are many more options for growth. In construction, in the automotive business, in sales, there are so many options, so many nuances where you can grow. I have chosen 15 areas where you can start a business with just $1,000 in your pocket. So subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.